Am I on? Oh, okay. You didn't count down. Okay, so a couple of people have asked me to show how to make the Olson mask using my serger. So the Olson mask pattern is on our Tailor Shop Facebook page. When you get that pattern printed out, it's going to say like face 1, face 2, cheek 1, cheek 2, mouth 1, mouth 2. Okay, you don't need all 6 of those, you just need 3. So I went ahead, I found this scrap piece of material, and I'm all about getting, saving as much material as we can to get more mask. So I laid the face and the cheek down on this piece of material, and I'm going to cut this piece out. All right, now one of the reasons I laid this down the way I did was I wanted to get a strap on that edge, so I think I might be able to. Now this is doubled, that's why you don't need all 6 pieces. That's why you only need 3 of them. Okay, so I'm going to cut this out. And this piece of fabric is a little bit thinner than I like to use, but it'll be okay, especially since I have it'll be made to put a filter in. So, all right, so I have the 2 cheek pieces cut out. Now I'm cutting out the face piece, and I want to save this because, believe it or not, I can get a strap, a small strap out of the edge of that. All right, so if I was making a blouse or a dress or something like that, I would lay these pattern pieces down, of course, like the pattern called. But because we're trying to make as many masks as we can and have the fabric that we have and use as much as we can, I lay it down anyway. Okay, so yeah, my floor is a complete disaster. That's okay. Thank goodness someone invented a Swiffer. All right, I have my 2 face pieces and my 2 cheek pieces cut out, and I'm going to save this because it's doubled and I can make a long strap on this side. So I'm actually going to save that little piece. All right, now I still have the mouth piece, but I will tell you I do this a little differently. I ordered a cotton sheet online, and I cut my mouth pieces out of that sheet. That sheet will cut a gazillion of these mouth pieces. All right, so I do that different, but you don't have to. So we now have 2 mouth pieces, 2 pieces for the face, and 2 pieces for the cheek. So I'm going to take all these paper pattern pieces off because I'm done with them, and I'm going to start with the mouth piece. So the first thing I'm going to do is you can serge this edge or you can pink this edge. The edge of this mouthpiece right here, this straight edge, is actually going to be hidden. So you can serge that edge if you want to, but I'm just going to take my pinking shears and I'm going to pink the edge of that. Okay, that way it won't fray and ravel so bad. And it's not going to be seen when it's in the mask. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to serge this rounded edge. I'm going to bring this to my serger. I'm going to serge around that edge. Now, I'm not going to take this off the serger yet because I've got more to serge. Now I'm going to take the face piece and I'm going to lay the right sides together. And I'm going to serge this rounded edge. Okay, take it to the serger. All right, again, I'm not taking that off my machine yet. Now I have the 2 cheek pieces. And on these cheek pieces, I'll straighten this edge up just a bit. There we go. I'm going to pull these 2 separate apart, and on this long edge I'm going to serge that edge on each piece. So I'll put this on the serger. now I'm going to cut those off. So now I have 2 cheek pieces. My face is serged together and my mouthpiece is serged together. Cut those extra little strings off. And I'm going to start with the face piece. First thing I'm going to do is turn the right sides out. And in order to get a nice line against the seam, I'm going to take my iron and run the edge of my iron inside that seam. Okay, and I'm going to do that on both sides. Okay, and run it right to the edge of that seam. And then I know that when I look at this edge that's more rounded, more pronounced, goes across the nose. So I'm going to call that the top. So I'm going to lay my face piece out like this. The next thing that I need are my cheek pieces. I know that when I look at these cheek pieces, okay, there's an edge on them that is cut at a slant, but there's one that's kind of more pronounced and it's more rounded. That goes to the top up to the nose. So I'm going to take these 2 pieces and with my right sides together, I'm going to lay that on top of the face piece. Okay, and you'll see they fit right together. Now, the mouthpiece is the same way. I have this side that's more curved. It gets straight down here, so I have this side that's more curved. I'm going to take my mouthpiece, I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to lay the extra curved part up here at my nose. I'm going to lay that on top of all this. Okay, I'm just going to kind of straighten it out there. Okay, and it'll all kind of fit together. And then I'm going to pin this. So I'm going to pin through the top and the bottom of the mouth, face, or the mouth, cheek, and the face. All right. All right, so there we go. We've got all 3 of our pieces pinned together. Now I'm going to take it to the serger. I'm going to serge up to the nose bridge and stop, start over, and come back down. On the bottom piece, I can actually make this curve on my serger pretty easy, so I'll serge all the way across the bottom, and then I'll serge the 2 sides. All right, so I'm starting on, Mark, you moved my pin cushion. I'm starting on the nose bridge side. And when I get here, I'm going to lay my seam down, my serged edge of my seam. I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to stop right there, and I'm going to cut that, and then I'm going to start and go back down the other side. And remember, if you're serging, you definitely want to take those pins out. Otherwise, you're going to run into trouble with that blade. All right, now I'm going to do the bottom or the chin side. Take my pin out, hold that. Next one. All right, so I've got the top where the nose is and the bottom now serged. Now I'm going to do the edges. All right, believe it or not, you are almost done. So I'm going to bring this back to my ironing board. I'm going to cut these extra little threads off. Now I'm going to turn it. Okay, so I have to reach under the mouthpiece right here and get to the edge of the cheek. See it there? And I'm going to turn this cheek So now I've got the cheek. I'm going to turn that right side out. Okay, and I'm such a professional here that I'm using a broken ruler to go up here into my edges of my seam. Okay, just to get those edges out a little bit better. Okay, now I've got the right sides out, but this is still all needs to be turned. So now I'm going to go back to this mouthpiece, and I'm going to turn the whole piece inside or right side out. Okay, so now I've got the mouthpiece correct and the face, but I still have to turn this. Okay, so this is the other side of the cheek. So I still have to turn it right side out. All right, and you can see it's already formed into the mask. Now I'm going to grab the tip of the nose and the bottom of the chin, and I'm going to pull those seams. Okay, and I'm going to iron it again like I did earlier when I wanted those seams straight. So I'm going to iron this down, and I'm going to iron right around that edge again. Okay, there's one side. And turn it and do the other side. All right, and then when I have it that way, I'm going to lay this down with all my edges together. Okay, and I'm going to give it a nice press this way. All right, now there you've made your mask, but you still need the places for the straps. So what I do, sometimes on the inside of this cheek, I will make a different color. I might do a floral or some other print. If I do that, I want it to be seen, I'll turn this edge out. If it's the same, I'll probably turn it back. So either way does not matter. Okay, so I'm just going to turn it out, even though I have the same pattern. Now I'm going to turn it back. All right, so I'm going to turn those edges, press them down. Okay, so I can see it's about a thumb's width. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to press this down. And if you're super duper particular, you can put that together and see if your mask is, look at that. Can't beat that. Not quite perfect, but all right, and then I'm just going to stitch this down. So now I'm going to go to my machine, and I'm going to stitch this. And I hope this machine cooperates with me. This was my mother's machine, and when I was about 12 years old, I don't remember how old I was, but I can remember this. It was the time that Greenville got that huge snow. I was downstairs sewing, and I decided I was making a hanging quilt, and I decided it might be faster to quilt on the machine. So that's what I did. I fit everything, the batting, the backing, the front, everything in the machine, and was sewing it. And I don't know exactly what happened, but I sewed completely through my finger. And when I say completely through my finger, I mean my finger went under the presser foot, the needle went through my fingernail, and through the bone of my finger. My poor daddy had to get his truck out because my mother was having a fit because she was afraid that I needed a tetanus shot. And we had to go out in that snow to the emergency room and get me a tetanus shot. So there's a story behind this machine. All right, so there's your Olson mask. And right here is the spot where you can run your straps through. Okay, so, and I've got, remember that piece I told you that I'm going to use? Right there is doubled, so it's going to be twice as long, and that right there is going to be my strap that I'll sew together, and I'll run through the Olson mask. Now, your pattern shows your Olson mask. The directions show it looking like, where is it? Oh, this one. If you follow the directions that are on the pattern, your Olson mask, when you turn it, it will not have the mouthpiece. See if I can get this one turned. I made this one earlier. Okay. It will not have the mouthpiece. See how this mouthpiece is inside the cheek? If you follow the directions that are on the pattern, it will show you sewing it with the mouthpiece outside the cheeks. Either way is fine, but what I have found is if the mouthpiece, because the filter is going to go behind this mouthpiece, okay, that's where the filter is going to go. So I found that if the mouthpiece is under this cheek, then when you want to put the filter in, you just turn that back, slide the filter in there, okay? And then when you turn your cheek back, there's no way that filter is going to come out because it's underneath these pieces of cheek fabric. This one, you can slide the filter under here, but it does run the risk of sliding out. So I like to make it like this, but it is your choice, whatever you want to do. But that's how you make the Olson mask. And I'll do my little straps here in a minute. I think y'all know how to do this. That's how you make the Olson mask with the serger. All right, thanks guys.